If human being moves in steps, price moves in pips. Hello, you're welcome to this channel. In today's video, we'll be discussing pips in Forex. Now, what is pip? It simply means percentage in point, right? Or price interest point. Now, to better understand this, it is the smallest price movement that a currency pair can make, right? The smallest price movement that a currency pair can make. Price simply moves in pips. Now, for most currency pairs, it is the fourth decimal point, right? The fourth decimal point, that is to say 0.0001 for most currency pairs. But for currency pairs involving the JPY, it is the second decimal point. That is to say 120.01. Now, if Euro USD moves from 1.1050 to 1.1055, the pip movement is simply subtracting the previous from the former, right? That is to say 1.1055 minus 1.1050, and it gives 5 pips. Now, another example here is AUD USD dropping from 0.6880 to 0.6855. The pip movement there is 25 pips. For a currency pair of 140.10 to 140.11, the difference between these two figures is 1 pip, right? So let's move to pips by lot size. If you don't really understand what a lot size is, I'm going to make a subsequent video about lot size. For a lot size, we have a standard lot size, mini lot size, micro lot size, and the nano lot size. Now, how does it relate to pip? For a standard lot size, 1 pip movement is $10. Then for a mini lot size, 1 pip movement is $1. Then for a micro lot size, 1 pip movement is $0.1. For a nano lot size, which is the smallest lot size, 1 pip movement is $0.01. So how do you relate this in calculating your price and your trade? For example, let me say you're using a standard lot size, and you know that every movement, whether you are in profit or in loss, you get $10. Now you have you enter a trade and it moves 15 pips. What does it simply mean? You simply multiply the 15 pips which it moves by the $10, because in every movement you gain or lose $10. So you multiply $10 by 15 pips. $10 multiplied by 15 pips will simply give you a $150. For the standard lot size, you can simply see how the lot size can affect your price entry, right? Let's take, for example, you are using a mini lot size, of which you know that 1 pip movement will give you $1, and your price moves 25 pips, right? 25 pips multiplied by $1 will still give you $25. So this is how your pip and your lot size works. Your lot size will actually determine how much you're going to make depending on the movement of your pips, the number of pips, right? For example, a nano lot size have a 0.01 dollar, right, for every pip movement. Now let's take, for example, the price moves 100 pips. 100 multiplied by 0.01 dollar will give you a $1. Can you see? Price just move 100 good pips, yet you are still gaining $1. But for example, you are using a standard lot and price move 100 pips. When you multiply 100 pips by $10, you can see you can gain around, let me say, $1,000 or so. So this is the difference. Like, it always have great. So this is how pips and lot size affect your price, right? Affect your profit and your loss when trading. Next time you want to trade, ensure that you choose the appropriate lot size, and also checking your account balance for an effective trade. Thank you.